Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta, has been increasingly candid about his concerns regarding Facebook's waning cultural relevance in the modern digital era. This concern was recently brought into sharper focus through internal emails that came to light during an ongoing antitrust trial between the U.S. Federal Trade Commission, FTC, and Meta. These emails, exchanged in April 2022 between Zuckerberg and Tom Allison, the head of Facebook, revealed deep-rooted anxieties within the company about the platform's ability to remain socially significant. Although Facebook continues to enjoy consistent user engagement in various regions across the globe, Zuckerberg acknowledged that this stability in usage does not necessarily equate to influence or relevance in the current cultural landscape. One of the central points Zuckerberg raised was that Facebook's foundational model, the act of connecting users through mutual friending, has not aged well. He noted that many users' networks have become stagnant, filled with acquaintances from years ago who no longer reflect their present interests or social lives. This staleness in users' friend graphs, as he called it, has created a disconnect between what Facebook offers and what modern users are looking for in a social media experience. Rather than being a vibrant and dynamic hub of meaningful content, Facebook is increasingly perceived as a platform mired in outdated social constructs. Zuckerberg even went so far as to say that many people, including himself, are more inclined to follow creators and influencers on platforms like Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter/X, instead of engaging with personal friends or acquaintances on Facebook. In the emails, Zuckerberg articulated his fear that if Facebook does not evolve quickly and meaningfully, its place in people's digital lives will continue to shrink. He proposed several ideas to revitalize the platform and re-establish its relevance. One of the more dramatic suggestions he floated was what he described as a crazy idea: completely resetting users' friend lists. This would encourage users to rebuild their networks from scratch, ideally with more intentional and meaningful connections. The idea behind this was to shake users out of the inertia created by years of passive friending and create space for more relevant and engaging content to surface organically. Zuckerberg also expressed some disillusionment with Facebook's long-standing investment in groups, which has been one of the company's primary strategies for fostering community and interaction. While he acknowledged that groups still held some promise, especially in terms of facilitating targeted discussions and direct messaging, he was uncertain about how much more potential could be squeezed from that approach. The tone of the email suggested a growing realization that simply optimizing or expanding existing features would not be sufficient. What was needed was a more fundamental shift in how Facebook operates and what it stands for in the eyes of users. The context of this internal conversation is particularly important because it took place just a few months after the launch of Facebook Reels, the company's foray into short-form video content aimed at competing with TikTok. Reels was seen both internally and externally as a crucial step toward capturing younger demographics and re-energizing Facebook's image. However, the emails reveal that despite this effort, top executives remained skeptical that Reels alone would be enough to reverse the platform's cultural decline. They seemed to recognize that while Reels might offer a temporary boost in engagement, it did little to address the more foundational issues related to how users interact with the platform and what value they derive from it. Taken together, the emails present a picture of a platform and a company at a crossroads. Zuckerberg appears fully aware that Facebook, once a revolutionary force in social networking, is now at risk of becoming obsolete in the eyes of younger, more digitally native generations. His reflections suggest a willingness to entertain bold and even disruptive ideas in order to stay relevant, but they also underscore the scale of the challenge Meta faces. The cultural and behavioral shifts in how people use the internet and connect with each other are rapid and unforgiving, and even a platform as large and established as Facebook is not immune to being left behind. Zuckerberg's internal comments highlight the broader existential dilemma facing many legacy tech platforms: how to transition from their original identity to something that feels fresh, modern, and indispensable in a vastly different digital landscape. Whether Facebook can successfully navigate this transition, and whether its leadership is willing to make the necessary trade-offs, remains to be seen. But one thing is clear from the emails: the company is aware that maintaining user engagement is not the same as maintaining cultural relevance, and it is the latter that will ultimately determine Facebook's future.